Okay, Southern Miss fans, I hope you're doing well. Here we are. It's a Saturday night here. We're first week of February, and we have a great evening tonight. I'll tell you what's been going on tonight. Start off early today with football recruiting. We had a dinner tonight with our football recruits. We had a women's softball clinic. They had a dinner tonight as well. We just finished a baseball banquet. The men's basketball is still battling with UAB, and we did a great job out in Las Vegas with men's tennis. And I just want to introduce you to a very special Golden Eagle. Brian Dozier, you remember him. He's the team leader. If you remember the 2009 World Series. And I'll tell you what, Brian, I want to thank you for visiting with our USM fans out there. And first thing, just tell our fans what you've been doing.
Well, it's been a busy off season for me. This past off season, I had a chance to play in Venezuela to get some work in at second base and a few things, and I spent about a month or two down there, and went up for Twins Fest this past couple of weeks in Minnesota. There's baseball in the air. There's a lot of things being talked about our season this year and our team, and I report to spring training next Thursday. So excited to get down there to Fort Myers and get back to work. So.
Well, most of our fans remember the 2009 World Series, and I told you I was watching that from Texas. And I remember the one word that, for me, defined you, and that's leadership. So I asked you a question that might lead to that, but why Southern Miss, and what's the big lesson you learned during your years here at the University of Southern Mississippi?
Well, unfortunately, I grew up a Mississippi State fan, and one of my best friends signed before I did to go to Southern Miss, and that was kind of the I guess the gateway and the opportunity to go. I wanted to go wherever he went a little bit, and the fact that Coach Barry recruited me, and he's by far one of the best out there, and me and have a great relationship, and then after spending time at Southern Miss, it was a truly amazing experience for me, because Southern Miss is such a close-knit group, like a family, real family-oriented, and a great group of guys. A bunch of my best friends that I call best friends today that I had in the 4 years that I was here, and one of the biggest things I take away from Southern Miss and what it's taught me even today in my career is doing things the right way. And you see, especially at the big league level, a lot of times if people don't play the game the way it's supposed to be played and do things off the field to represent their families and communities and their roots here in Hattiesburg and stuff. And that's one of the biggest things that I continue to learn here at Southern Miss. Southern Miss does it the right way, and I cannot be more thankful than I am. So.
You've done it the right way. You play the game with heart, with character. And I just ask you, you shared a story with us tonight about when you were called up to the major leagues, and I bet our fans would love to hear that. Yeah. That's a magical moment.
Right.
Could you share that with us?
Yeah, I was in AAA, and the coach, it was Cinco de Mayo, and it's May 5th, and I was in the back, fixing a taco after a game, and sure enough, our coach comes in, and long story short, he's telling us, congratulations on a game that we played very well that night and won, and we're getting ready to go on a long bus trip. And sure enough, that he's about to leave the locker room, and he says, Dozier, make sure you're packed for the trip. And, of course, I was like, oh, Gino, our manager, Gino, get out of here. I'll be packed. Don't worry about me. And he said, no, seriously, Dozier, to Minnesota. You're headed to the big leagues. And, right then in that moment was so special for me, because it's something that I've dreamed about for so long. And just hearing those words, it was all coming true. Something I've had the dream since I was a little kid, and even knew what baseball was all about. That's what I wanted to do, and I knew it was about to come true. And I got called up. We played the Angels that next day, and I was fortunate enough to get my first major league hit in my last at bat of that game. And I rounded first base, and Albert Pujols, somebody I really respect in the game, he was at first base and gave me a little hug and got the ball for me, and he said, "Congratulations, kid! It's the first of many. Enjoy this moment." And for me, that's when it kind of sank in that I was a Major League Baseball player, and something, like I said, dreamed about forever, and that's what it's all about, those moments.
You are. We're so proud of you. When you were a Golden Eagle, you outworked everyone. You're dedicated to the program. You led by example, and you continue to do that today. So, Mr. Minnesota Twin, I guess final thoughts to share with our folks. What's going on in your life besides baseball?
Well, like I say, this off season, I feel like in between the time I spent in Venezuela that my days consisted of waking up, going deer hunting, and then going and training for 2 or 3 hours, getting some hitting and ground balls in, and then going to hunting that afternoon again. So I feel like that was my whole off season. I'm a big hunter, and I was sad to see the last day of deer season 2 days ago. But at the same time, a lot of speaking engagements, especially in Minnesota this off season and stuff, and I have a couple foundation things that I work with Josh Willingham about.
Excellent.
And those type of things. That's what it's all about. Because once after the game of baseball, there's still life ahead and stuff. And if you can set those foundations and all that kind of stuff, and give back to people and interact with fans, and because you never know what the future holds, and that's what it's all about. So.
Well, we the Southern Mississippi family is we're proud of you.
Well, I thank you.
You've done it the right way, as you talk about doing things the right way, and I'll tell you what, we fight to get in front of that TV every time the Minnesota Twins are on,
I appreciate
television, because we got a golden eagle out there. We got a great year ahead, and we're going to be following you closely. And I just, for our fans, I think all of us thought when we hit our knees at night, thank God that young men of this quality choose our university as their university home. And like we've said in the past, they go forth, they dream and imagine, they change the world. And we're doing that one swing, one ball at a time. Let's close by together one final shout out to our fans. Southern Miss
to the top.